You can tell from all of the flyers here around Maya Pizza in Mesa, they really wanted this place to become the headquarters for local MMA fighting. But the owner tells me he stopped hosting those kinds of events once he learned they weren't on the up and up. Kids under the age of 10 fighting, adults trading jabs leading to a knockout. The Arizona Department of Gaming says these videos taken by undercover officers are very serious. But for Mustafa Erdem,
it was really like a kind of a community event for me.
Erdem says the parking lot of Maya Pizza in Mesa turned into a cage fighting ring at least 4 times.
It looked very legit to me, and there was a lot of demand by public, people coming and drinking. And I thought it's fun.
Erdem says they hired an off-duty officer to do security and thought a doctor was there too. But then he got a letter from the city of Mesa.
And the city said, well, if you want to do those events, you have to go and get a letter from the Department of Gaming. So I was like, okay, then I'm not doing it anymore.
There was no ambulance, there was no paramedics, there was no doctor, there was no police officers working the event, as well as they had no trained officials.
Francisco Meneses is the executive director of the Arizona Boxing and Mixed Martial Arts Commission. He says Roland Saria, who had worked with Erdem and Maya, hasn't been a licensed promoter for about 10 years. Todd Whitmoyer, who's also charged in the case, was licensed, but his has now been revoked too.
There was somebody in scrubs that we were unable to identify that was operating out of a CVS bag for their medical supplies.
Saria and Whitmoyer were already facing charges for similar unsanctioned events, including one at Cortez High School in Phoenix, although no students were involved. As for some of these participants, Meneses says there's plenty of other blame to go around.
Parents shouldn't be allowing their children to compete and put themselves in those dangers.
In Mesa, Lindsay Reiser for Arizona's Family.